Steve Palazzolo here from Pro Football Focus, bringing you your 2019 NFL Draft Board risers through 6 weeks of college football action. Of course, the entire draft board, you can check it out here on the YouTube channel. And it's all been brought to you by Eckrich, the official smoked sausage of the college football playoff. Don't forget, you guys can still get to a couple games where Eckrich has their $1 million challenge. Check out the list of games right here. Check out those sign-up dates. You can go to EckrichFootball.com and sign up today. And of course, everybody's eligible to sign up for the $1 million challenge at the national title game. All right, let's get into it. We're a few weeks into college football, and guys are already making their move when it comes to the PFF draft board. Here's just a few of the names. The full list is over at ProFootballFocus.com. But let's start. On the defensive side, we have edge defender Josh Allen from Kentucky. He's been one of the best players in the entire country. Our #1 graded edge defender so far. He's grading at 91.5 as a pass rusher. He has 33 pressures. That's second most in the country. But perhaps most intriguing about Allen's game, his versatility. He's dropped into coverage 79 times this season, grading at a solid 73. He was a good player in previous years, but he has really advanced his game this season, and he's now in the first round conversation among edge defenders. Another breakout edge defender in the SEC, it's Ja'Kai Polite from Florida. If you guys have been paying attention to the YouTube channel here, we've been talking about him every single week because he was a solid player last year, 73.5 overall grade, but this year, #2 pass rushing grade behind only Josh Allen at 91.5. Notched 5 sacks, 4 QB hits, and 12 hurries on 118 rushes. But Polite has been the #1 player on that Florida defense. Another defensive player to highlight, it's a linebacker, Vaughn Tony from Notre Dame. Big part of Notre Dame's undefeated start. He's a 240-pounder, so he came into the season as just a hammer in the run game, graded at 89.5 in that department last season. But he's added impressive coverage ability to his game this season, grading at 91.1. He's allowed only 8 catches on 19 targets for only 29 yards as the primary coverage defender. Also has a pick 6. Coney has really put himself in position to be one of the top linebackers off the board in the draft. Another breakout defensive lineman this season has been Gerald Willis III for Miami. He's a former Florida recruit, took his first college snap way back in 2014, and he had only 368 snaps in his career coming into the season, but he started off the year with a great performance against LSU, and he really broke out in that game and has continued it since. Now has the #7 pass rush grade in the country with 14 pressures on 136 rushes. Willis has been one of the most disruptive interior linemen in the entire country. Yet another defensive lineman, it's Brian Burns from Florida State, a guy that we pegged as an athletic freak who has just yet to produce at an elite level coming into the year, but the production's starting to match the traits. He's got an 87.2 overall grade, an 86.8 pass rushing grade. That's outstanding. Also has the most pressures in the nation with 37 on his 248 rushes. He's now in that first round conversation as well because that freak athleticism and length is matching the production, and production translates at the next level, especially when it comes to pass rushers. Before we get to some of the breakout offensive players, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
All right, man, I think I finally got it figured out. I'm going to throw the ball through the kitchen window, off the doghouse, rocketing up and off the bird feeder all the way through the target.
I don't know, man. That's a really tough angle. I think you got to ditch the bird feeder.
How long that take you?
Couple hours.
You know you could have just gone off the porch calling.
That's a good-looking plate of food.
The Eckrich $1 million challenge is back. Enter at EckrichFootball.com for your chance to win.
What do you think? Seriously, dude?
All right, let's move to the offensive side of the board. There's a quarterback that has taken a huge step forward this year, and it's Daniel Jones from Duke. The sample size is still small. He was banged up and missed a few games, but we're talking about a guy who only graded at 65 in 2016, 61.8 last season, and this year up over 90. He's at 92 overall. That's 4th best among draft-eligible signal callers. He's always had the great size, 6'5", 220 plus, but now on the field, it's starting to match the size and the tools. He's been outstanding throwing the ball down the field, 6 of 11 on 20-plus yard throws, but 2 of those 5 incompletions have been dropped. So keep an eye on Daniel Jones and see if he can continue this progression because he's got the size and all the tools that the NFL wants, and now the production's starting to match it. Last player to highlight, it's running back Darryl Henderson from Memphis. These numbers look like they're straight out of a video game. 79 carries for a ridiculous 934 yards. That's 11.8 yards per attempt and 7.8 yards after contact per rush. Henderson's open field ability makes him a next level threat, whether it's catching the ball out of the backfield or running the ball. He's got a 92.8 overall grade that leads all running backs in the nation right now. He's forced 24 missed tackles on 79 carries. So there you have it. It's our breakout players when it comes to the NFL draft. Those are our draft board risers. You can get the full list over at profootballfocus.com. And don't forget, get to EckridgeFootball.com and check out their $1 Million Challenge. Once again, here's the list of the games. If you guys are going to be at the games, you can sign up by that cutoff date and maybe be picked to take a shot at the $1 Million Challenge at halftime. And of course, the National Championship $1 Million Challenge. It's open to everybody. So go and sign up at EckridgeFootball.com today.